Who knows? Like, people pick Conquest Order in their own personal little ways. And, yep, Posesi's going to try and pile on the pressure. He's going to go for the easier match first. No Eater.
There's a Dragon's Fury, but that runs into a lot of counter spells in the matchup. Very often, your first board clear ends up being eaten alive. So you like when you end up polymorphing something, and it backfires. You can sometimes use even one of your ice blocks as a means of, eating that up.
Yeah, they don't do a whole lot in this. You just die to ping later anyway. But got to find a way to establish Jaina. I mean, that is the game plan. It is just so difficult to do. If you can get a water elemental going, or two, get your health back into safety zones, you can win the game of Hearthstone. But those ifs are all like, you turn your nose up every time you say those words because it's just such a long shot.
And Posesi here on the Secret Mage has an opening hand that favors having the coin, of course, with the 2 drops. Does not have the 1 drop that he would have liked to have. So, unfortunately for him, not really finding the immediate counter pressure opener. Luke here thinking about just preemptive Doomsayer. You can't play a secret, and then I can Tar Creeper to stall anything you play.
I like it. I actually like it. Step 1 of playing Jaina on turn 9, by the way, has just been achieved, which is drawing Jaina.
Yeah. Doomsayer here. I like the line of play from Luke here. Recognizes if Explosive Runes comes down, I can't do anything with this Doomsayer. So if I play it now, at least I get some value, and then I can Tar Creep without a secret on the board because the coin was used up. So barring exactly Cabal Lackey plus Explosive Runes, the Tar Creeper is going to stick around, which is fantastic against Kirin Tor Mage.
Medivh, not the best, but not the worst either. It gives you something to win the game with going into your Jaina turn. If, again, you're somehow even close to intact on like turns 6 and 7, keep drawing and filling out this curve nicely.
My God, Luke here drawing all the early game. At this point, he's picked up the other 2-drop in his deck that he likes to see in this spot. Now, Explosive Runes being triggered might seem like a negative, but you're dodging Medivh's Valet.
Yeah. And there's lots of other things that are good about this. These minions are not going to kill Posesi. If Luca wins this, he's killing Posesi by establishing Jaina and gaining his health back out of sight. But they're stopping Posesi from ever hitting him. They're just acting like temporary placeholders until Dragon's Fury and stuff starts doing real work. So now he doesn't have to Dragon's Fury. He can probably just do some damage.
I think he might start pinging away at this 5/5 just to make sure that it's within Polymorph Dragon's Fury range. Yep. Or if it attacks into the Tar Creeper, that you can finish it off with your ping on the following turn. So in both cases, the 5/4 was mostly an attempt from Posesi to seize the tempo. And this is, again, what we spoke of earlier. Usually your first spell gets eaten alive by a counterspell. So you have to account for that as you go through the turns. So I wonder if we'll just see Luker go for Dragon's Fury and give the counterspell to his opponent.
We have seen people try not to do that lose because of it more than once in this tournament. It's like, yeah, it's going to get countered. Swallow your pride, play it. I suppose you can take away 5 with a ping.
Well, at this point, it's because the attack was made into the Tar Creeper. If it hadn't been made, then I think you can hold on.
Yeah, I think getting rid of cards into counterspells to try and save as much tempo as possible is actually okay, but this is going to be fine.
You got to do it at some point is the issue, right? And this is sort of what we were talking about. So in a world where this Explosive Runes is the second counterspell, wasting the first one is a disaster.
Yes.
But if you turn this around and you imagine Luker did not ping last turn, then this turn he's wiping off everything. But instead of doing that, what'll happen is, well, he's going to take another wave of 8 damage. So his plan was effectively, let's hope I don't get redeployed into with more follow-up pressure. So I have to wonder if the ping was really, really correct.
Yeah, he'd have just cleared it all up and be going into his Medivh, into Jaina. Still be in a lot of trouble given the burn in hand, but
he's got the ice block, and he's got the Jaina on the following turn. He's stabilizing for the most part, because if he wipes the board, the only way he gets pinged is with burn. And if all your opponent has is burn, then your Jaina saves you.
Yeah, and then you've got to kill. Yeah, you've got to kill the elementals, and you can't. Can he do this? So, if Posesi draws badly here, then Luka might still have a chance.
It depends on whether or not that's a minion, and that is a minion, and it's going to create another one on top. Arguably the worst case scenario for Luker in that spot. Not good for Luker. Although this right there, that's a miserable card. He picks up the Alex Straza, Getting just Jaina would not have been enough in most cases. This soaks up the explosive runes, gives him the life he needs to stabilize. Posesi on a Pyroblast Dream. He just has to go for it.
Oh my, and this Alex Stars is going to take down a minion, obviously. Luca might, yeah, Luca's eyes have gone a little bit wild. He's looking around like, oh my goodness, this might just come across. He's going to get an extra turn to Jaina.
But it's not enough all on its own, right? With the amount of damage coming in, because you do get 5 armor, but you're almost dead to Pyroblast. After this turn has been established, and Posesi, does what he has to, which is set up the Pyroblast in case of Jaina. He has to Frostbolt now, otherwise Jaina just shuts him out of the game. He's thinking, can I leave the 8-2 alive? That, I mean, that buzzard right there. We talked about Blood Queen Lanathel having been bad, and it was, granted. It gave him 0 trading potential. This buzzard could not have been more of a problem for Posesi. It's so bad.
And Luca rolled a 1-6, so it's a fair sort, like you just said.
Right, there's a lot of bad cards in there, but I mean, this Jaina is just going to... Well, does Jaina solve the problem, is the question. Because Jaina puts you up to 13, which means Pyroblast still gets you.
Right, but some other things now don't, and you start gaining health. You've now got like a 2-turn window where if Posesi whiffs twice, you just start making health happen, and then he can just never catch you.
Pyroblast does it. Does Fireball do it? That's an extra 9.
Oh!
Glyph, good! Oh, we picked up a Pyroblast after all!
And we are going to game number 7. I think if Posesi doesn't kill Luca there, this game turns on its head, but he did pick it up, and it's going to game number 7.